We know that, especially over the last year, video interviews have become a massive part of the application process. And students often ask us, how do I even start to approach a video interview? What would you say to that?
So I think this is a lot down to the companies that you are applying to. So one of the things that we do, and in particular, we started to do it during the pandemic, was to actually send out in advance the questions for the video interview for that early careers audience, because one, we absolutely recognize that some of the outreach programs that companies would do, that would be maybe like CV masterclasses, interview masterclasses, were all kind of being stopped because of the pandemic. So we thought, well, how do we help and support the audience that, you know, this is for, to prepare? So why don't we just give them the questions in advance? And then by giving those questions in advance, one, the individual feels so much more comfortable and confident that they've had more time to prepare for it. And then the other suggestion was, before your video interview, why don't you record yourself on your iPhone, your laptop, answering those questions? Because effectively you're doing your own prep video interview. So then when you come onto the platform for the organisation, when the question pops up, you're like, I'm prepared. I know what question's coming, and I know what I look like when I'm recording that question. Because for me on a video interview, I want to see somebody smiling. And I don't want to see somebody think, oh my God, I've made a mistake and it's an absolute disaster.
And be human as well, right? That's
Absolutely.
all part of it. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else that as an employer you're looking for in that video interview?
Yes, so for the video interviews, as I say, personality is what needs to come through. And a little bit of confidence. I don't want somebody to be overconfident. I don't want somebody to think they're on a film set and they need to be theatrical within it. I just want their personality to shine through. And one of the questions that we've asked recently was, tell us an interesting fact about yourself. And somebody said, I don't think I've really got an interesting fact about myself, but I do BMX riding, and I absolutely love BMX riding. Well, that told me that's an outdoorsy person, and the type of role that they were going for was going to be one of our merchandiser sales roles, where you're out and about and you're outdoors. So although they didn't see that as an interesting fact, we did. But that's because they thought, well, I don't think I've got an interesting fact, but I'll talk about myself within it. And so that was a real positive for us. And more companies are using, you know, video interviews because everything's done quite remotely at the moment. Embrace it. That's all I'll say. But take your iPhone, practice. Most of the demographic of this that's listening to this are typically on their iPhones, taking pictures of themselves, posting it online, doing their own videos. Hey, the video interview, same sort of principle.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's such a great top tip, definitely. And do you have any advice to young people who are feeling nervous about the idea of a video interview, or have perhaps never even done one before?
Yes, so I would suggest you go on to Google, because Google's my great friend. YouTube have got loads of videos about, you know, how to do an interview, how to do a video interview. So maybe go and look at that. But do you know what you can do? Is you can practice with family and friends, because sometimes they're your biggest critics. So actually, if you can win them over, that tells you that you're going to, you know, do really well when it comes to the actual recording of it. So yeah, utilize your network around you. And you know what? Speak to your family members, because they may have friends who work in human resource, who might be hiring managers, who actually would be more than happy to give their time to practice with you and to make you feel a little bit more confident and comfortable with it.
Fantastic. So practice, practice, practice is the key.
That's